Hello and welcome. We're diving into a really important topic for anyone caring for a loved one: medication safety. This explainer comes to you from DailyCaring.com, and trust me, it's a good one. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? You leave the doctor's office with a new prescription and you think, okay, phew, the hard part's over. But what if I told you that the most important, the most critical step for your loved one's health is actually what happens next? I mean, if you're a caregiver, you've been there. You're looking at this new medication, trying to decipher the instructions, worrying about side effects. It is completely normal to feel a little or a lot overwhelmed. Okay, take a look at this number. 50%. That's the percentage of the 3.8 billion prescriptions in the US that are taken incorrectly. Let that sink in. That's literally 1 out of every 2 prescriptions. It's a huge number. So what does taken incorrectly even mean? Well, it can be something that seems small, like taking a pill with breakfast instead of on an empty stomach, or maybe taking the wrong dose, or stopping the medication as soon as they feel better. These little things, they can have really big consequences.
But here's the thing, there's some really good news. There's a solution, and it involves a key player on the healthcare team who, honestly, we often forget about. This person can help prevent these exact mistakes. You know, this might actually surprise you, but according to survey after survey, pharmacists are right up there as some of the most trusted healthcare professionals. They do so much more than just count pills and put them in a bottle. They're an incredible and incredibly accessible source of expertise.
Just think about it. Your pharmacist is kind of like the central hub of your loved one's care. They can explain why a medication is needed, help you deal with side effects, and, this is absolutely crucial, they can review everything your loved one takes to spot dangerous interactions that a specialist might even miss.
So, how do you unlock all this expertise? It's simple, really. You just have to ask the right questions. We've boiled it down to 8 essential questions that will turn you into an amazing advocate for your loved one.
All right, first up, let's get right to the most important part. Is this stuff safe, and is it actually going to work?
This is the big one, the fundamental question for any treatment. It's all about weighing the pros and cons. Asking this helps you and the pharmacist figure out if the potential good really, truly outweighs any potential risks for your loved one.
Okay, this question is all about being prepared. Knowing the potential side effects ahead of time is a game changer. It means you won't freak out if something pops up, and you'll know exactly what to look for and report back to the doctor. Okay, so you've got the safety stuff down. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the day-to-day logistics of actually managing this new prescription. Oh, this is a big one. You know, doctors are brilliant, but they don't always know the exact costs or what every insurance plan covers. But your pharmacist, they deal with this all day, every day. They are your absolute best resource for figuring out the money side of things.
And that conversation about cost leads right into this one: generic or brand name. For the most part, generics are cheaper and work just as well. But sometimes, especially with newer drugs, the brand name might be the only choice. The pharmacist can break down the difference for you.
You know, the little details can make a huge difference. Does it need to be taken with food to prevent an upset stomach? Or maybe on an empty stomach so it gets absorbed better? Does it cause drowsiness so it's better at night? How a medication is taken can totally change how well it works and how well it's tolerated.
And now for our last group of questions. These are all about looking ahead and setting the right expectations for the entire treatment journey. Patience is really key here. The time it takes for a medication to work can be all over the map. Some meds bring relief almost instantly, but others you might not feel the full effect for 4, 5, even 6 weeks. Knowing this from the start keeps you from giving up on a drug too early.
So, what's the game plan here? Is this a short-term fix for an infection, something you take for a week or 2? Or is this a long-term medication for a chronic condition that could be part of their routine for years? It's a simple question that helps you plan for the future.
This is such a smart question to ask, especially if your loved one is switching medications. Is this new drug supposed to be more effective, or does it maybe have fewer side effects? Understanding the why behind a change is so important for making sure everyone sticks with the new plan.
So what happens when you start asking all these questions? Well, something pretty amazing. You're not just picking up pills anymore. You're actually transforming your role in your loved one's entire healthcare journey.
This says it all. You stop being a passive person just following orders. You become an active, engaged, informed partner. You become a powerful advocate for their health and safety.
And remember, this conversation with the pharmacist isn't just about this one bottle of pills. What you're really doing is building a safety net,
A safety net of clarity and understanding that helps prevent mistakes, gives you peace of mind, and ultimately keeps your loved ones safer and healthier.
And that brings us to my final question for you. Think about it. The next time you walk up to that pharmacy counter, after everything we've talked about today, what's the one question from this list that you're going to ask first?
We really hope this was helpful for you. For so many more tips and incredible resources for caregivers, please go visit the source of all this great info, DailyCaring.com. Thanks for watching and take care.